But yeah, if I were to play a Mario ROM hack, it would probably be the Mario 3 mix, which is like a remix of Mario 3, as the name implies. I know the first world is basically just Mario 1, World 1, so it's not the most exciting. But they bring in a lot of unique elements past that, to my understanding. But again, I've never played past, like, World 1. Kind of like actual Kitsune Tales, I do feel like some of the enemy hitboxes can be a little bigger than you might think. So like, oh, you should be able to jump on this enemy, and then you just barely, like, clip it. I didn't mean to demonstrate it again. I meant to actually jump on the Kappa, but... yeah, like, that killed me the previous time I tried that, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I also can't tell the difference between the red Kappas and the blue. Because in theory, the red should not run off platforms a la Mario, but the green ones weren't either. So I literally can't tell what's different about them. Alright, so far so good. I will say also the level theming doesn't feel very, like, traditional, if that makes sense. So for example, games like this can have issues where you can see what exactly they're basing on. Not even just fan games, just games period. The one I always go to is Yoshi's New Island, where it's like, this definitely feels like a, copy my homework, but don't make it obvious kind of a game, where it's like the level tropes line up very closely to actual Yoshi's Island, which just makes it feel like I just want to be playing Yoshi's Island. If I'm going to be playing Yoshi's Island but mid, why don't I just play the actual game if it's going to hit the same exact level tropes in the same order? So it's like a weird remix of Yoshi's Island in a way that feels very ROM hacky in some ways, but not, like, fun. I'm probably too harsh on Yoshi's Island, or Yoshi's New Island in all fairness, but I also grew up with Yoshi's Island, so it's a game that means a lot to me. Again, we'll talk about that later probably in this series, but because of that, New Island just feels like sort of like a pale imitation, in a way that's like kind of upsetting actually. And then, like, Yoshi's Woolly World feels like a more original kind of sequel to Yoshi's Island, so that is probably, like, straight up my favorite Yoshi game, even though I have nostalgia for Island 1. I think I actually like Woolly World more. That being said, I don't know if it would come up in the Fox Girls Favorites series, just by the nature of, it is, like, one of my favorite games, but I also don't have a lot of, like, attachment to it the same way I would with, like, you know, original Yoshi's Island. I feel like a problem I have, if you can call it a problem, is I tip my hat too much. Cause like, I'm excited about a lot of my streaming plans, which means I just kind of end up talking about them, and it's like, I should have kept that a secret, shouldn't I? And like, kept it a surprise, instead of just saying, hey, I want to stream this game in the future. I know it's partly, you know, gauging interest in some ways. Or giving some idea of, like, what's to come. Don't like this. Okay. That felt a little scary, but we made it. We're fine. But yeah, there's the other issue that has been pointed out in the past of, like, I have so many plans that it's just a matter of I just need to do them. And some of them are gonna take bloody forever. It's like, I don't know how I'm gonna tackle Xenoblade 2. That's gonna be a beast of a project. Again, my plan for Xenoblade, all of them actually, except X probably. Your plans show passion, that's true. That's a good way of looking at it. But the other thing with Xenoblade is I am planning specifically to do New Game Plus. I still project that this will take a long-ass time. Like, Xenoblade 2, even New Game Plus, will probably take at least like 10 streams. Like 30 hours? I don't think that's unreasonable. Unless I just skip a lot, which I feel like would almost be not in the spirit of Fox Girls Favorites to skip everything, and then like... Because like the whole point is to show my passion for this game, therefore I feel like I should show as much as I can. but also, oh no, Ursula, if you know, you know. Oh, shoot, is that what they want me to do here? Damn, that's tricky. Hi AC, welcome on in. Hope you're doing okay. Wait, that's actually really easy. Yeah, that's actually really easy. I was just overthinking. And I didn't have enough momentum for that jump, so oops. You know a game I really want to play is Psychonauts. That's one I want, because I own 3 copies of it for one thing. And 2, everyone like raves about it. On my own time, I've been playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Which has been weird playing a game from my own time. It also is bad for my sleep schedule because I'm really enjoying the game. And I'm staying up like ungodly late playing it because I'm having so much fun with it. At one point, I think it was like Zon. He was like, "Why are you up at like 8 AM my time?" I was like, "Yeah, that was why." I don't think I explained it actually. Oh shit, that was a lag spike. Oh no, that sucks. But yeah, this game will just suddenly have like lag or like a frame drop. It's really unfortunate. Because it's pretty fun other than that, but again, that just is... It can really screw you up when it happens. Oh, this is kind of disgusting, actually, at the end. Alright, I'm gonna try hold on to this as long as I can, so we can tank a hit over here. And again, we can't actually just slide. I probably should be using this a lot more in all fairness. Again, I don't know if that's intended or not, or like an exploit. Wow, okay, it's weird, the boss was so easy compared to everything else we had to fight through. But hey, we're done with the, number worlds now. Crash slide. Hell yeah. So now what? For more challenge, try hard mode. Have you found the secret level? So we're gonna get credits now, I guess. So hey, Kitsune Zero, I recommend this. It's like $3, like $5 at most, when not on sale. Oh, all the enemy names, the Kappa Flappa, that's very clever. Samurai, a UA. Interesting. Yeah, basically this was done as like a prequel tie-in to Kitsune Tales after that was announced. I didn't realize Sean Shiplock was the narrator. I don't know if he's in the actual main game, now that I'm thinking about it. Also interesting, there are different level designers for the bonus worlds. That feels slightly concerning, actually, that different developers worked on those bonus worlds. But we'll have to see how that goes, I guess. But yeah, this is just kind of a nice little cute, chill platformer. Nothing, like, overly, you know, mind-blowing or anything. It was, again, originally a free game at that. But it definitely feels just like a nice little cozy game. Easily beatable in an hour, as I proved. Yeah, this is actually literally Super Bernie World, but reskinned. Like, if you buy it on Steam, you get, like, this, and that, and you can just, like, pick which one you want on the title screen. Like, it's literally the same thing. Yeah, basically just reskinning that game to tie into Kitsune Tales. Yeah, this was, again, just a nice little chill platformer. Again, Kitsune Tales is also very fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Cute short games are fine. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of short games on my game clearing. I did one called You're Just Imagining It, which is about, like, you know, chronic illness and trying to convince a doctor that you actually have chronic illness, which is, like, depressing, obviously, but, you know, it's like a full 20 to 30 minute game. It's honestly very powerful. The same developer of You're Just Imagining It also did One Night Hot Spring and that trilogy, which are very good, like, queer-themed games, and I highly recommend the Year of Springs trilogy. Also like $5 on Steam, so if you want like cute, you know, gay/trans stories, I do recommend those quite a bit. I also don't know if the credits are looping, now that I'm thinking about it. I probably should have paid more attention. I know the enemy scroll is looping, but I don't know if the actual names and the credits are looping yet. But yeah, the other big consideration right now for me is, do I keep the full screen layout like this, or do we just have the game fully expanded on screen and just don't worry about my model covering up all of this space? Because I do kind of miss having the full screen layout, I'm not gonna lie, just for the sake of having everything display, like the whole game, like as the focus, rather than all the like branding details, if that makes sense. But again, for some games, like Final Fantasy VII is one I've been planning, and the only problem is my model would cover up like the ATB. For Rebirth and Remake, there is the other problem of it would cover up like attack information. Or like, actually no, in Rebirth and Remake it would cover up health, which is not great. So again, like, I feel like having a layout where I'm not blocking anything is good. I also need to work on a 4x3 layout. The only reason I haven't is having to resize my game capture every time I want to do a 4x3 game. And I'm just being like, slightly like procrastinating about that when I shouldn't be. Credits have gone away. I don't know if this is gonna end on its own, or if we'll just have to press plus or like start, or the 3-line button on Xbox. Yeah, I think this is just gonna keep going like this. So I'm gonna assume that, again, if there's anything after that I miss, well, oops. But it doesn't seem like there's anything else.
Kitsune 0.
So yeah, we can now level select everything all the way up to 8-3. However, if we go back to World 5, we can do bonus levels. However, we're about to hit ad time anyway. That took an hour, which is great timing. So I'm just gonna do the ad break now, I think, and then we will try the bonus levels after. To access the secret worlds, we have to go back to 5-1, if I'm not mistaken. I'm at a weird angle. I'm actually going to reset tracking for this angle, because this is slightly more comfortable. But basically, I showed this before, but all you have to do is go to the left here, and you have this little secret pipe. This will take you to the leather worlds, a la Mario the Lost levels. Will they be as difficult as the Lost levels? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know what to expect from these. I'm expecting pain, to be honest. Alright, no star for us, that makes sense. Ow. Yeah, I really botched that, but it's fine. Okay, that's rude. That's actually not that bad, okay. But yeah, I definitely would like to try to come up with collab ideas, even just multiplayer stuff like Fortnite. Like, I'm really tempted to try to get a Fortnite stream crew together. I have a few individuals in mind for that, but just need to work up the courage to ask. My only issue is I don't want to become like pigeonholed of like, oh, I just stream Fortnite all the time. I don't want to be like a Fortnite streamer. What the hell am I looking at here? This is like some wild level design. Just visually speaking. You like it as your static? Oh. Okay. We lived. for now. Oh, this looks mean. A game you can fall on if nothing else. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, do we have to enemy bounce? We do not. Okay. The power-up is here. Damn it, I got greedy. I may have been compared to like a duckling at some point in my life. If that gives any indication of my level of like being able to assert myself. I tend to just kind of follow others' leads, if that makes sense. Shoot, game, what do you want me to do? Okay, that's actually really easy. Now, the question, do they want me to do that again over here? They do. Shoot. So yeah, basically they want us to lead the ghost all the way to the end. Okay. This is admittedly kind of mean level design without checkpoints. Like, if I had a checkpoint, I would not be nearly as nervous as I am now. Case in point, but without checkpoints, this is actually a really scary jump. Like, the BizHawk Shuffler I'm currently planning, it's at 30 games. I might break the list up into 2, just because it's so big. But basically, I have compiled a BizHawk Shuffler of my childhood games. Or the games I grew up with specifically. A lot of them are PS1 and Game Boy Color. And a lot of them are questionable. You know what I want to do for something really stupid? Is I want to learn how to use Parsec for the weirdest game, Muppets Party Cruise. I actually, on like the same day, got like, well, technically it wasn't my copy, it was, you know, to a sibling. But we got like Muppets Party Cruise and Disney Party on the same day, and I have this like temptation to try to do like a bad party game marathon where I do both. And like try to set up like a Parsec to actually try to play like Muppets Party Cruise multiplayer. Because I've never done that before. I remember disliking both games and just wanting to play Mario Party instead, I'm not gonna lie. So I would almost be curious to see what my opinion of those games would be now. And I know, you know, Muppets Party Cruise has a bit of a meme status here. Alrighty, this is some interesting platforming. I also really need to sneeze, which is not great. You might borrow that cursed shuffler idea? Interesting. Yeah, feel free. A lot of my ideas are not very specific. I also, speaking of taking ideas from people, I have considered trying to organize some kind of like backlog roulette stream. I don't think I would have chat vote on it, just because, you know, small audience size at the moment, so I think it'd just be more like high risk, where I just roll a random game and go with whatever it pulls for like half an hour. The other issue is I only do like 3-hour streams, so the other problem is data caps, so I can't be like re-downloading PS5 games constantly. Yeah, I'll just take the hit, I don't care about trying to do this like clean fight. I'd rather not just die. Well, that world was a lot rougher than the main ones. No wonder they're the secret worlds. Oh god, the faster enemy speed would make the ghost jumps very difficult, actually. So yeah, hard mode that might actually be a bit of a challenge. Okay. Unlike Mario Lost levels, there should be 4 letter worlds, so we have about 9 levels left. Including this one. Huh. Also, I haven't really been checking pipes at all. I don't know if there's anything hidden in them. The only issue with this cursed shuffler idea I have is because I'm doing childhood games. I had a very insular gaming lineup by my own choice because I was like a 5-year-old and made poor life choices. However, because of that, I was very stubborn about playing games from franchises I didn't know, which feels weird, right? As I'm playing this little, like, cute indie game right now, which I definitely would not have played as a child, most likely, by not actually being Mario. However, because of that, a lot of them are licensed games, so, like, I'm a little bit worried about, like, copyright by the nature of doing this stream. So that is a slight concern I have. I might have to like hide cutscenes, like just be on the balls, like mute or something. Like the one I remember being on there that definitely would be a problem is Treasure Planet on PS1, because that uses like straight up scenes from the movie for cutscenes. I want to see that movie again. It's been a long time, and I remember liking it. I had a realization, I guess I'll talk about it more when we do the Cursed Shuffler if it comes up, but I had the realization somewhat recently, and by that I mean within the last year, that like Treasure Planet might have been a very awakening for me. Because of Captain Amelia. And it's like, yeah, either that or Rouge the Bat. I'm not entirely sure which one it would be, but either way. Alright, oh, I landed on the lip of the pipe. I did not think I made that jump, actually. So that genuinely startled me. I did not have more issue. Oh, okay, I'm just running. I'm just gonna PTFO. Okay, okie dokie. The other issue I have with like the Cursed Shuffler is just I have a lot of PS1 games on there, and the problem with like BizHawk is it plays the PS1 intro every time. How many games are just gonna be stuck on the PS1 boot up screen? There's a chance that there's a disproportionately high number that are, which would actually be funny in all fairness. I'm worried about this level. I'm worried we have a Mario 1 maze on our hands here. As in we have to take like the right path. Or a loop kind of a thing. Because there was no like indicator that there is a quote-unquote correct path. I think we're fine, but I'm nervous nonetheless. Also, wow, that was bad timing on that star power-up. Or you can just jump over me so I don't have to worry about anything. That works too. Thank you, Mr. Demon Warrior. So that just makes me want, like, Kitsune Tales in Fortnite. As illogical and unlikely as that would be. Like, put Yuzu, Akko, and Kiri in Fortnite. Let them use guns. Actually, that's a really good question, now that I'm thinking about it. Are there any indie games in Fortnite? Because I don't feel like there are. Like, most of the games represented are like, you know, AAA type games. And if so, what indie game would make sense to put into Fortnite? Lethal Company and Among Us. Oh, I forgot, actually. See, I'm almost amazed Shovel Knight isn't in Fortnite, just by the nature of Shovel Knight being in everything. Okay, we can actually test this finally, if we don't die trying. Just easier said than done. I am struggling a lot with that for some reason. That trend has died down recently, true. They are putting him back into, ukulele, or Yuka Replay. I still can't decide if I love that title or hate that title. Because on one hand, it's clever, on the other hand, it's a bit of a mouthful. I wonder if it will get a sequel. Oh wait, it did. Impossible Lair. I kind of forgot Impossible Lair existed, which is a shame, because it's apparently a really good game. It just was never on my radar. Partly because I didn't like Yooka-Laylee that much. It didn't help that I ran into a lot of glitches, and I played after all the patches were out too. The one boss that's like on a minecart track, it glitched, it soft-locked. It was a known soft-lock apparently. And then the final boss crashed on me. So yeah, Yooka-Laylee did not put its best foot forward. I hear the Switch version is actually better optimized in some ways. But because of that, I never really got into it, which is a shame, I feel. Because it's like, it should have been my kind of game, but it just never really resonated because there were always so many hurdles from glitches and such. Damn, that was risky. I should not have gone for that. Ah, okay. We're alive. We'll just use the shell to... Okay, or I could just miss. That works too. Oh no, this is mean. Oh god. Cool. We made it. Yeah, it's a very different sequel, but I hear Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is very good. I'm pretty sure there's an achievement for beating the Impossible Lair, like, first try, which is like... That sounds like a nightmare. No thank you. Speaking of, no thank you, I don't like a level where the ceiling is sealed off and you have constant hammer bros. That just feels, very rude. It's clever. It's a very clever idea for a stage. It's just like, oh, they can jump down. Huh. I guess that makes sense, because hammer bro logic, but... On the other hand, I'm also like, ooh, that's scary. Hammer bros, but with, like... in some ways more utility. Shucks. That's... scary. Damn. I'm just gonna run for it and hope for the best. Can I get this power up? Oh, you're gonna give me this at the... Huh? I guess that's for, like, coins or score. It's like, is there anything hidden to the left, though? Because it's like, why would they give you a star? Other than if there's something to the left. Like, now I'm curious, but I'm also not, like, wanting to go through the whole level again if there isn't anything. Alright, another castle. Yeah, that's why I'm so confused. It's like, I wonder if there's anything hidden there. I do feel like the castles and the bonus worlds, and again, I kind of was afraid of, like, level design here, just because they did have different level designers listed from the main game. I kind of feel a little bit like you end up with, like, Mario Maker fire bar spam a little bit. It's not, like, overly, like, aggressive, like, in an actual Mario Maker firebar level. Not to that level, but it does have that kind of, like, energy of just spam fire bars everywhere. And, you know, hope for the best. Alright, one more world left. Again, I'm amazed that was that simple, actually. I've also noticed a couple of glitches where it'll fade in, it'll like snap in, and then do a fade in. Like just a little visual glitch. But again, this game was made in a very short amount of time, from what I gather, at least the original. So things like that and the weird like hitching occasionally, I think are completely valid to like, you know, the small scale development of this project, but it is just something I've noticed. It's not like a deal breaker by any means. I've kind of gotten used to like the input lag at this point. Why do I feel like that's a trap, actually? It's also that lower path, but it doesn't feel like there's anything down there. Yeah, it almost feels like the game is getting easier. These last couple levels don't feel that bad. Well, it worked. It took damage, but it worked. Oh no, fear. No problem. Yeah, totally no problem. I wasn't nervous at all. Alright, D2. 2 more levels left if my count is correct. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. The tile layering of this level feels very like Mario Maker, like kind of energy, where it's like, it doesn't feel like it's, like, this part doesn't feel like it's entirely tiled correctly. Not like a huge deal, but it just kind of stands out as visually jarring. Because it's so like floating, not attached to anything. This is kind of like a pirate ship, actually. This is kind of neat. Oh. The environments themselves are actually pretty varied, but the theme, the framework of the levels themselves are like very much just overworld and castle. But again, this was a game made in a very short amount of time. I cannot, you know, fault a lot of things that this game does or doesn't do. Just gonna run for it. Again, that does feel easier than some of the levels we went through. Again, it's like a reverse difficulty curve. I mean, I'm not opposed to this kind of not completely kicking my ass. However, it does feel a little bit imbalanced in that regard. I half expected, oh, I see what they're doing now, I get it. It's to flip the kappa so you can get a shell to take out the... God damn it. Take out the enemy. Alright, we just have fireballs throughout the entire thing now. Something tells me we're going to be on this level for a bit. So we'll see if my hunch is correct on that. Or you can just jump over it, and that almost got me killed. Yeah, this should be the last level. Oh, that's rude. Oh, this is really rude. Oh. I don't know how far they're gonna take that concept. Very far. Oh my god. We're heading max trolling here. Yeah, it feels a little haphazard. Where it's like you're fighting invisible floors, which just to me feels like a little cheap more than anything, because the game has not really introduced that concept very well through the rest of it. So the blocks with like a tint to them, you will fall through. Okay, that was rude as hell, but also a very short level. Basically, if a level's really short but rude as hell, I can overlook it a little bit more, because it's like, oh well, at least it wasn't that difficult. Anyway, that should be GG. Congratulations, you beat the secret levels. For more challenge, try hard mode. So this should just be the credits again, so we will skip these.
Kitsune 0.
But for real, that should be the end of the game. For the sake of demonstration, I don't know if I'll do a full playthrough like this, to be honest. The game is a little bit difficult, especially towards the end, but Yeah, hard mode just kind of speeds everything up, it seems. Power-ups still seem to move at the same speed. It's just like enemies move faster. I actually don't know how unreasonable this will get. Especially with like the Hammer Bro style enemies. That could definitely get out of hand very quickly. So I am a little bit curious about that. I'm also not going to finish. You also have a little indicator that's 1-1 each, instead of like 1-1, so say you're on hard mode. Yeah, we can't level select anywhere now. I also don't know if starting on hard will like mess up the level select, in all fairness, so I don't know. Also, we can't access D3 directly, which is weird. That might be just like an oversight. But either way, now it's Kitsune 0. Again, this game is very inexpensive, and for that reason, I think it's worth the money. It's a decently fun, charming little platformer. You know, not like super spectacular, but I did enjoy that quite a bit.